is going on YouTube? It is All Things Mets Media, and this video is going to be about the top 4 Mets prospects in the MLB pipeline for the top 100. Definitely, guys, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy Mets content. But let's get into the video, guys. Coming in at number 3, we got Francisco Alvarez. And we all know, Mets fans, Francisco Alvarez, this guy is the best prospect in the MLB pipeline, for the New York Mets, definitely. This guy comes with plus power. His power is just insane. The fact that the way he hits balls out of sight, definitely. But, he's not major league ready defensively, and that's what, could keep him coming from the majors in 2023. But we will see what happens. But in 2022, Francisco Alvarez came up at a vulnerable time, and he came to face the Braves, and he didn't really have time to catch his breath in the major leagues. So it was basically playoff atmosphere for Francisco Alvarez, and he just couldn't handle it. But in 2022, he had 12 at bats and hit 167, and had 1 home run. So listen, Francisco Alvarez comes with plus power. This guy is going to be a difference maker for the New York Mets, definitely in the coming years. In 2023, we will see what happens. I definitely think Francisco Alvarez will get a chance in 2023. Whether it is as a DH, whether as catcher, I don't know. But I'll tell you this, Francisco Alvarez is too good of a bat to keep in AAA for the whole year. There's just no way that the Mets are going to do that. It is what it is, but man, Francisco Alvarez is going to be a future Met for, a very long time. And yeah, man, I can't say much about, I can't say any more about Francisco Alvarez. He is a, plus power guy. The guy, could be able to hit you 26, 25 home runs for a catcher. That's something not a lot of people could do, so we'll see what happens with Francisco Alvarez in 2023. But yeah, man, let's get into our next prospect. And we got Brett Baty coming in at 21. Brett Baty is the third baseman. This guy can play outfield as well. Definitely has plus power potential. He hit 2 home runs, in 2022 of a 30 at bats. He did have a 184 batting average, but just in general, Brett Baty showed that, he has plus power potential. And, also Brett Baty can hit the ball to all fields. That's what makes him really great. So we will see what happens with Brett Baty in 2023. But I definitely think Brett Baty will be given a chance in 2023 to, at least get some at-bats, at least do something. There's no way that they're going to keep Brett Baty, in AAA, for too long either, because Brett Baty showed, last year that he could swing the bat a little bit. And, the only thing that could keep him, definitely in AAA or, is his defensive ability. His defensive ability is not as great as, Eduardo Escobar and, some other prospects in the MLB Mets system. But definitely Brett Baty can definitely, be the third baseman if he, fixes his tools. And another note about Brett Baty is, he did some training with Troy Tulowitzki, former Colorado Rocky, former Yankee, former Toronto Blue Jay, definitely. So the fact that Brett Baty is putting in the work to show the Mets that, he can be the best third baseman defensively, that's just awesome to see from a young kid. Definitely Brett Baty is so young, man. Only 23 years old. This guy has so much potential. So we will see what happens, but I love Brett Baty. I think that he can be a plus player for the New York Mets. I think he can be a third baseman for the New York Mets for a long time. Eduardo Escobar, this is going to be his last year with the New York Mets in 2023. But Brett Baty, guys, definitely, coming in at 21 for the MLB pipeline, it just makes sense because Brett Baty is very, very talented, has a lot to bring to the table. And yeah, man, this guy can hit the ball to all fields. You can't say, any more about Brett Baty, but man, I love Brett Baty, and I hope to see him with the New York Mets in 2023, but we will see what happens. Let's get into our next prospect, and that's going to be Kevin Perrotta, number 36, 21-year-old catcher. Definitely was drafted in the first round in 2022, with the 11th pick, for the New York Mets. This guy in 2022, in college, he hit 26 home runs, so he has shown power in college, definitely has plus power, definitely barrels up balls as well. But, at the end of the day, Kevin Perrotta is very, very talented. The fact that the Mets have 2 catchers in the MLB pipeline, top 100, is just amazing to see. It really is amazing. I love the fact that, the Mets have Kevin Perrotta. This guy definitely, has a tricky swing. But, man, this guy, 26 home runs in college, that's what you want to see from, a bat. And he barrels up balls well. He hits for contact well. That's what you want to see. His defensive ability from scouts has also been questioned. His arm strength isn't as good. He's not as quick as, some other catchers in the Mets system. But I'll tell you this, Kevin Perrotta has a lot of potential. And there's definitely, some thoughts about Francisco Alvarez, Kevin Perrotta, and, who's going to be the catcher. But I think Kevin Perrotta is going to be a plus player for the New York Mets, whether it is Francisco Alvarez as the DH and Kevin Perrotta as the catcher, or, the other way. Kevin Perrotta is going to be hopefully a really good player. But, he just got drafted in 2022. It's going to take him probably 3 or 4 years to get to the major leagues. Francisco Alvarez is really probably major league ready. His bat is major league ready, but Kevin Perrotta is not major league ready yet. But he just got drafted. We will see what he does, in the Mets system in 2023. But man, I'm happy with Kevin Perrotta. I think he's going to be a great player for the New York Mets. But we will see what happens, man. He did get signed for $5 million, signing bonus. So the Mets see a lot in Kevin Perrotta, and, they want him to, develop and get better and, fix that arm strength, fix some stuff defensively. You always want to see that. So great to see that the Mets are, signing, great guys, hopefully that can be successful in the major leagues. Now let's get into our last prospect in the top 4, Mets prospects in the top 100 MLB pipeline. Alex Ramirez, the outfielder, the center fielder, the international, draft pick. This guy is the number 96 in the MLB pipeline. He is the best outfielder in the Mets system. Overall, this guy is 20 years old, but he comes with a plus arm, great defensive ability. Definitely, he hit 22 home runs in 3 different leagues in 2022. So, listen, I think he's just 2 years away. Alex Ramirez, the Mets don't have a lot of outfield prospects, in general. But Alex Ramirez is definitely, something to be looked at. He is, definitely, like I said, 20 years old. And the fact that he's only 2 years away from the major leagues, that's what you want to see from prospects, So we will see what happens. But Alex Ramirez, guys, he has above average speed. 20 years old. He hit 22 home runs, has a plus arm. That's what you want to hear when you think of an outfielder for the New York Mets. You want these guys to be successful. You want these guys to be great. And I think the Mets with Alex Ramirez definitely has a chance, not in this year to go to the major leagues, but at least 2 years or 3 years away. The last, he was in Double-A in his last at bat, for 2022. So I think he's 2 years away. 2 years away. 2 years away. We will see what happens. It is what it is. But he does strike out a lot, and his So that's the thing about it. He hits for power, but he strikes out a lot. But he's definitely 20 years old. He has more weight to put on, and I think Alex Ramirez is going to be a future center fielder for the New York Mets. But we will see what happens. Yeah, man. If you enjoyed the video, guys, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Those are the top 4 Mets prospects in the top 100, pipeline. So, yeah, man, I think the Mets have a bright future. I think with these prospects, Francisco Alvarez, you're going to see him definitely in 2023, have some at-bats for sure. Brett Beatty, you will probably see him as well. Definitely have some at-bats in 2023. And, Kevin Perrotta is 2 or 3 years away, probably maybe longer. But Kevin Perrotta comes with an advanced, hit tool. This guy has plus power. So, we will see what happens. And like I said, Alex Ramirez is, 3 or 4 years away, or maybe, maybe 2 years away. We will see what happens. But I think the Mets have a bright future. I think that they're doing everything that they can to get better. And that's what you want to see from, an organization. Because the Mets were very behind, in the previous years with prospects. And, but they fixed up some things. And I like what I see. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. All things Mets Media. Let's go Mets, baby.